The idea going into this season was,
yeah, I love
so
that.
we spent 2 years with Leviathans, and we had a lot of fun doing Leviathans, but
Really
we were now a little
made
distant
this
from the
season much
apocalypse,
more
so we thought,
interesting.
okay, we can dive back into Angels and Demons.
Hey everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of We Watch Winchester, a supernatural reaction series. I am Kyle, your noob extraordinaire, and you all are my fantastic, amazing, incredible fans of Supernatural. And maybe a little bit me, maybe. Who knows? Hopefully. Today's episode is not an episode. In fact, it is actually another Supernatural special. We are going to cover what is called, For the Defense of Mankind, the Tablets Revealed. So, without further ado, let's get to this, shall we? Here we go.
Only the stuff above closing the gates of hell.
Kevin Tran.
Forever.
Never thought he'd become such a prominent role. When they first introduced him, I'm like, what? Oh,
I
that
think what you're
part.
always looking for is like, what's the familiar story with the fresh take? You know, like what's the familiar idea that we all relate to?
The idea going into this season was,
Yeah, I love
so we
that.
spent 2 years with Leviathans, and we had a lot of fun doing Leviathans, but
Really
we were now a little
made
distant
this
from the
season much
apocalypse,
more
so we thought,
interesting.
okay, we can dive back into Angels and Demons.
And I think Bob Singer was the guy who started to originally talk about this a little bit, him and Jeremy. Let's have the boys go on, you know, the gauntlet. And like, they have to get these things, and what does it take to get these things?
Starting with last year when we
It
created
made it
this
much more compelling.
new breed, Leviathan.
Everybody knew that was the tablet, and that's what the Leviathans were after.
I don't think we knew necessarily they're going to be this big a part of our mythology, but it was such a good high concept that it became very easy to kind of build plot lines around them.
To me, the Word of God really presented itself as something that could be more than just a Leviathan tablet, and you could expand that to be a demon tablet and an angel tablet.
He was explaining some of where this was going, and that it was a sort of Raiders of the Lost Ark chase, and the tablet being a great sort of representation.
You know, whether it's Beowulf or
I don't see a lot of
Indiana
ladies on
Jones
these
or
things
whatever,
very
there's
often, so
always
this
the
is
quest
nice.
for the unknown.
Somehow gives it
I
a
think
bit of
that's
gravitas,
also what makes season 8 so great, is it,
a little bit
it
easier
makes
to
up for
dial into.
season 7 by the lack of Castiel. Not that we need Castiel, I'm just saying it's nice
want
that
to
they
believe our own
gave
belief has
him much
power
more
to a degree,
prominence
so if I
in
believe
season
it's a
8.
placebo effect.
In most world mythologies, God is hidden,
Yeah.
secreted away, and yet they leave evidence, relics. There was always that question, where's the proof? The tablet of God, the splinters of the true cross.
You know, the Grail was the cup that caught Christ's blood. Like, that's a great story. There's a great story around that. And I think those stories can kind of guide our lives in some way.
Oh, yes.
The hell is this?
If you can touch that spear, you may be rewarded with the gift of immortality. This is a powerful thing. This is
It is.
the greatest
I wouldn't want that,
elixir
but
ever known.
It's funny because, you know, once again, when we start talking about prophets, and
Can't
we've had
believe
a lot
I
of
fell for
conversation
that.
about
Like,
this,
I knew
is
better.
that
I don't know
you'd
what I was
think
thinking.
that, you know, a lot of people would think, oh, the prophet of God, and I wake up
Yeah,
and I
no
thought, I'm
one
the
would
prophet
want
of
to be a
God.
prophet.
Awesome. In our world, we're sort of like, oh no, I'm the prophet of God.
I can't talk to anyone except you guys or Garth when he swings by or my mom.
Kevin grew up,
Sucks
you know,
that
I mean,
his mom
he's an
died.
AP student, right? What his job, like before the Word of God, his job was to learn. His job was to do good at, you know, the things he applied himself to, and he did that really well.
That could be you, you know,
It sucks
and
that
I
she
think
died.
that you
I'm
relate
sorry.
and you
I
sort of
just
grab
have to
onto that
repeat
character
it.
and you go on their journey with them.
That's really his driving motivation, is that he just wants to get back to a normal life, but he can't until he finishes this.
Where he's this reluctant hero and he doesn't want to be a part of this, but he
looks so much better with his hair at least pulled back.
And that it's his destiny.
It's like, there's the payoff. I mean,
Yeah.
for Kevin, it's almost like he's in college right now, right? I know so many college students that do that.
Only helps tell your
That
story.
was so cool.
When the trials come up, Dean is like,
I'm so
well,
glad that
this is a
Missy and I got
no-brainer.
to watch that
Whoever does
episode
these
together.
trials gonna die, that's me. Because in his boat, like, I'm dead and you are gonna die on a ham sandwich when you're 85 years old.
And Sam.
That was so cool.
Kind of accidentally.
When they showed the
was the one
Hellhound
to take the reins
for
on
once.
that.
Oh my
so
God, that
now
was
Dean
insane.
is, you know, stuck with this really kind of crappy position of wanting to be the front runner and wanting to take the lead on this, but can't, and really has to just support his brother.
God exists in our universe. He's created everything, but ultimately, God is not the decider. Man.
Yeah.
Sam.
Sammy, stop!
We'll just
I'm
do this
glad
as we've
that he
traditionally
stopped
done it,
him
one-
because we don't
one
want
demon,
Sam
one
dead
angel at a
again.
time.
Please tell me I'm not the only thing in this universe that's making it spin. because it's kind of terrifying concept.
People want to know what they don't know.
That was such a hard moment.
We will. And we'll get
Still
it done.
can't believe they
Kick it in
killed
the
her.
ass like we always do.
Why am I here? Where am I going from here?
Yeah. That was cool. That was such a cool shot.
The Word of God, I think, has been really firmly established in the supernatural universe now. And I think they're going to play a part in this sort of upcoming multi-year mythology.
Multi-year mythology. I think what they did with this season, they had so many great elements. Things were so layered. There was so much interest. And while, of course, having an object that you have to go find and then find another part of it and you break it in half and you got to put it back together, it's kind of a cliche used trope in storytelling. They've used it a lot. But if you use it right and you don't overuse it, it's very effective. And I think this season did that exactly. They did it so well. And with that, we had somehow a war going on, a battle with angels and demons still. And we brought it back full focus to where it all started. We had some one-offs with monsters. We had a lot of other worlds and new creatures introduced. There was so much given in this season. And yet at the same time, we went back to all those other seasons in this season. I just think it was incredible writing. It was incredible visual effects, more so than I think I've ever seen in this show. The show is just so good. And if this is only just the half of it, I cannot wait to get to more of it. So yeah, this was incredible. I am so happy that I got to do this. It was hard to do without Missy. I still can't believe I did a whole season, well, except one episode, of course, if you guys haven't watched the 19th episode with Missy, but I've done this whole season mostly without her, and I didn't really want to do it. I really didn't, but I knew I had to. So thank you guys for being supportive and cool and being patient with me, because of course I don't know things, and I do my best to pay attention when I can, but sometimes things just happen. But yeah, I love this show, especially after this season. Cannot wait for more, and I hope I get to more. So until then, as always, you guys stay super. Naturally. Hey guys, it's Kyle from Fan Theory Network. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, click that bell to stay notified, or watch more right there. If you know me at all, you know how busy I like to be. And if you'd like to keep busy yourself, why don't you go check out our Patreon by clicking that little P button right there. We also have a merch store in the description down below, or check out our other YouTube channel, youtube.com/fanningout. Yeah.